There seems to be something in the water in the world of theatricals and celebrities. You know the sort of thing I mean. They're out there promoting, hoping that you and I, the great public, will go out and spend in droves to go and see them. And then, of course, they go and make gaffes like this. Of course, it's not just the first person, is it? Recently, we've had the likes of Steve Coogan, Michael Sheen, of course, who's currently playing Prince Andrew in the Amazon version of course, the Prince Andrew interview alongside Emily Maitlis. And of course, a couple of days ago, we had Sir Ian McKellen basically telling us, well, the world, in fact, that our late and beautiful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, was rude to him. How dare she? Now step forward this man. That's right, Jude Law. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much. And if you're wondering where we are, this is Mamma Mia. This is the Novello Theatre, and we told you about Ivor Novello the other day. Brilliant composer, actor, director, great all-round theatrical, and having a theatre named after you can't really be that bad, can it? That's all thanks, of course, to the brilliant impresario Cameron Mackintosh, who has Delphont Mackintosh Productions. Incredible sort of place when you go in there. So much history. And Ivor Novello lived in a flat at the top of that. Yeah. That's history for you. Can you imagine living here now? Millions it would be worth, wouldn't it? Now, some people might suggest, of course, that this particular individual, that's right, sometimes celebrated actor Jude Law, might have known a little bit better. You see, here he is once again on this sort of comeback trail of trying to make sure that people still want to see his productions, his work, of course, in 2024. He's got some kind of streaming event movie, I'm not quite sure what it's about. Now, he's basically stated that he didn't see the point of why he should bow, or scrape indeed, to royals. Now, a bit of a newsflash for Jude Law. Nobody's asking him to, nobody suggested he did. You know, it's at your prerogative when you meet the British royal family, whether you want to bow, curtsy, or indeed nod your head. It's just courtesy and manners, isn't it? I don't know about you. It's like if I met you and we're meeting for coffee, you're a little bit reserved at the first time, but if somebody says, okay, you know, you can shake hands or maybe have a hug or a kiss on the cheek or whatever, you know, you just feel the way. The great thing about meeting the monarchy is that they advise you can do this, but you don't have to. Now, of course, Jude Law has decided, well, he wouldn't bow, it's not him, no, he's certainly not doing that. What's fascinating about this is, of course, it gets headlines around the world. But what I would say to anybody out there, literally, watching this is Jude Law is more regal and demanding than any member of the British monarchy that I've ever met. You know, I've interviewed him on a number of occasions, and the last time he came to my studio, the list of do's and don'ts that we couldn't do, he didn't want to speak to other members of staff, he preferred not to, of course, be interviewed, but if he had to, he would. And as you can see from the picture, surly and disinterested. The movie he was promoting, by the way, was one by Guy Ritchie, and that bombed. Yes, and so one might suggest, of course, he might need to change his sort of rhetoric on how he wants to promote himself. So it's a bit flash, isn't it, to basically come forward and say, I'm not prepared to do this in front of the monarchy. They're just people to me. Yes, they are, but everybody deserves some respect. And I think what's fascinating, and I don't know if you noticed this about Jude Law's career, a lot of people know who he is, but he's actually more well known for his fragrant love life than for his acting credentials. Apart from the talented Mr. Ripley and a couple of other bits and pieces, I genuinely can't remember exactly a major hit. But of course, desperate times mean desperate measures, and a surefire way of getting in the press is to once again attack our wonderful British monarchy. Now, you can say I'm biased or not, but aren't you just getting a little bit sick of these micro-celebrities always using them for their own ends? And would this make you go and see Jude Law's latest epic? Neil Sean, Novello Theatre in the very heart of London.